She was 19 years old and drowning in her father's debt. He was 32, ruthless, feared, the man they called the Reaper of Rome. Her father gambled away everything, including her. One debt, one forced marriage, one monster who might not be what he seems. Comment "Marry me" if you're ready for this story. Elena Russo's hands were raw from scrubbing. At 19, she worked 3 jobs: bakery mornings, cleaning houses afternoons, waiting tables at night. Every euro she earned went to keeping their tiny apartment in Naples slums and feeding her father's addictions. Antonio Russo was an alcoholic and a gambler. Elena had long ago stopped hoping he'd change. That night, she climbed 4 flights of stairs to their apartment and found her father drunk, nervous, guilty. "Papa, what did you do?" she asked, her stomach dropping. "I had a bad night at the card game, but I'll fix it." "How much?" $500,000. The number crushed her. More money she'd earn in 10 lifetimes. "Papa, who did you borrow from?" The knock on the door answered her question. 3 men in expensive suits filled the doorway. Behind them, more men blocked the hallway. Mafia. "Antonio Russo? You owe Don Andretti 500,000 euros. He would like to discuss payment terms." Elena's blood went cold. Everyone in Naples knew the Andretti name, the crime family that controlled southern Italy. People who crossed them disappeared. "Don Andretti will see you both tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. The man's eyes slid to Elena. "Don't run. It will go worse if you try." Her father gambled away everything. Now the most dangerous man in Naples wants to discuss payment. What would you do in Elena's situation? Tell us in the comment section. Like if your heart is already breaking for her. Share if you're hooked on this story. Keep reading to see what Marco Andretti demands. The next evening, a black Mercedes collected them. They drove through Naples to the hills where mansions lined private roads. The Andretti estate looked like a palace. 3 stories of white stone surrounded by gardens that cost more to maintain than Elena's entire neighborhood. Inside, they were led to a study with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city lights. Behind the massive desk sat Marco Andretti. Elena had only heard stories about the Reaper, the man who'd taken over the family at 25 after his father's murder, who'd eliminated every rival through precision violence, who ruled through fear. He was younger than expected, 32, though his eyes looked older. Dark hair, sharp features, perfectly tailored suit. He didn't look up immediately, just kept reading, making them wait. When he finally looked at Antonio, his assessment was cold, dismissive. Then his eyes moved to Elena. Something changed in his expression, just for a second. Surprise, maybe, or interest. "Antonio Russo," Marco said quietly. His voice was more dangerous than shouting. "You owe me 500,000 euros. Can you pay it? If you give me time." "How much time? 6 months? A year? Do you have assets? Property?" Antonio looked at the floor. "No." "Then what exactly will change in 6 months?" Marco leaned back. "You're a 52-year-old alcoholic with no skills. What would I do with you?" The words were brutal and true. Marco's eyes returned to Elena. "What's your name?" "Elena." "How old are you?" 19. "And what do you do?" "I work 3 jobs to support us." Something flickered in his eyes. 3 jobs at 19 to pay for your father's habits. He stood and walked around the desk, stopping close enough that Elena had to tilt her head back to meet his eyes. "Look at me," he said softly. Elena looked, refused to lower her gaze despite her terror. "Not afraid?" Marco asked. "Terrified, but showing it won't help." The corner of his mouth might have twitched. "Smart girl." He turned to Antonio. "Your debt cannot be paid. Under normal circumstances, this would end one way." He paused. "However, I'm going to make you an offer, one time. Your daughter marries me and I'll forgive the entire debt. You have 30 seconds to decide. Elena's breath could hardly come. I'm not a thing to be traded. Marco looked at Elena. No, but you're the only thing your father has worth trading. You're all that's left. I won't do it. Then you'll both die tonight. Your choice. Antonio grabbed her arm. Elena, please. She jerked away. You're asking me to marry a stranger to save your life? After I've worked myself to death for years keeping us afloat. Please, I'm your father. I'm all you have. Elena looked at this weak man who'd gambled away her childhood, who just sold her to the mafia. She looked at Marco Andretti, cold, dangerous, offering her like a bargaining chip. If I agree, does he go free, completely? Elena asked quietly. Yes, debt forgiven. And what happens to me? You become my wife. You live here. You want for nothing. You're protected. Like a pet. Like my wife, there's a difference. Marco's eyes held hers. In 20 minutes, both of you will be dead, and I'll eat dinner while my men dispose of the bodies. I won't lose sleep over it. He meant it. She could see it in his eyes. Die tonight or marry a monster. Those were her options. Fine, Elena said. I'll marry you. She said yes, but was it really a choice? Marry me or die isn't a proposal, it's a hostage situation. Marco Andretti just bought himself a 19-year-old bride. But why? What does the most powerful man in Italy want with a poor girl from the slums? Drop your thoughts at the comments section. Subscribe so you don't miss what happens next. The wedding preparations are about to get dark. The contract. The next morning, 2 professional women arrived, Marco's assistants, Valentina and Sofia. We're here to help you prepare for the wedding, Valentina said. The wedding is when? Saturday, 2 days from now. 2 days. Not enough time to process, to escape, to think. By noon, Elena sat in a lawyer's office reading the marriage contract. 40 pages of dense legal language, terms and conditions that made her stomach turn. Elena Andretti will reside at the estate and may not establish separate residence without written permission. Elena Andretti will not seek employment without written permission. Elena Andretti will not leave the country without written permission. This isn't a marriage contract, Elena said. It's a prison sentence. These are standard terms for a family of the Andretti's position, the lawyer replied. Marco appeared in the doorway. These terms protect you. The moment you become my wife, you become a target. My enemies will see you as leverage. These rules keep you where my security can reach you. Or they ensure I'm trapped. Both can be true. He sat across from her. I'm not asking you to like this. I'm telling you how it is. Sign the contract and marry me, or refuse and I'll handle your father's debt another way. By killing him. Yes. Elena kept reading. One clause made her face burn. The marriage will include expectation of marital duties at Marco Andretti's discretion. Marital duties? Elena asked. We'll be married. Certain expectations come with that. You mean sex? Eventually, when we're both ready. And if I'm never ready? Marco's eyes darkened. I'm not going to force you, Elena. If we share a bed, it will be because you want to. But the contract acknowledges that as part of marriage. Elena signed, every page, her hand shaking. That afternoon, she was taken to a bridal boutique. The entire store closed for her private appointment. The dress they chose was a fairy tale. Off-shoulder, fitted bodice, flowing skirt. She looked like a princess in the mirror. She felt like a prisoner in expensive wrapping. The wedding. Friday morning, Elena moved into the estate. Her room was a suite. Bedroom, sitting area, walk-in closet, bathroom with a tub bigger than her old bedroom. Everything cream and gold and expensive. This is the ladies' chamber, Sofia explained. Connected to Don Andretti's room through that door. It's locked from both sides. You both have keys. Separate rooms. She'd share his bed when he decided to claim his marital rights. That night at dinner, Marco clarified, "After the wedding, you'll have responsibilities, public appearances, family functions, but in private, you're free to do as you please." "As long as I ask permission first," Elena said bitterly. "The contract terms are for your protection. You keep saying that, but they feel like prison rules." Marco's jaw tightened. "Would you prefer I let your father die? I'd prefer you hadn't put me in this position at all." "I didn't. Your father did." That was true. She hated that it was true. Saturday morning, Elena woke to a team of women preparing her. Hair styled, makeup applied, nails done. The wedding dress fitted perfectly. She looked like a bride getting married for love. She felt like a lie. At 10 a.m., Marco knocked. "It's time." He stood in the hallway in a black suit that fit perfectly. His eyes widened when he saw her. "Elena." "Let's get this over with." The wedding took place in a private chapel, small, just Marco's immediate family and close associates, maybe 20 people. No one from Elena's life. Her father wasn't invited. Elena walked down the aisle alone, no father to give her away, no mother to cry. Just her in a beautiful dress walking toward a future she didn't choose. The ceremony was brief, traditional vows. Marco's voice was steady. Elena's voice shook. "Do you, Elena Russo, take Marco Andretti to be your lawfully wedded husband?" She looked at this stranger, this killer, this man who'd bought her with a debt forgiven. "I do," she whispered. "Do you, Marco Andretti, take Elena Russo to be your lawfully wedded wife?" "I do." No hesitation. "You may kiss the bride." Marco cupped her face, surprisingly gentle, and kissed her, soft, brief, respectful. Nothing like she'd expected from a man called the Reaper. When he pulled back, his eyes searched hers. She was married now, Mrs. Elena Andretti. It was done. "I do," but her voice was shaking. She walked down that aisle alone. No father, no mother, no one who loved her. Just a beautiful dress and a stranger waiting at the altar. The Reaper kissed her gently, respectfully. Not what anyone expected. What do you think happens on the wedding night? Comment your prediction. This next part will shock you, like if you're emotionally invested. The reception was elegant, formal. People congratulated Marco, looked at Elena with curiosity and pity. She smiled, played the role, said thank you to strangers. Marco stayed close, his hand often at the small of her back, possessive but not painful. By 6 p.m., Elena was exhausted. "Want to escape?" Marco whispered. She looked at him in surprise. "What?" "You look tired. We can leave our own reception." "Won't people talk?" "People will always talk. Do you want to stay?" "No." "Then we leave." They walked through quiet hallways back to their wing. At Elena's door, Marco stopped. "There's no expectation tonight," he said quietly. "I know you're exhausted. We can take our time with the rest." Elena stared at him. "You're not going to force me into your bed on our wedding night?" "No. When that happens, it will be because you want it, not because you're obligated." "I don't understand you. You're supposed to be a monster." "I am a monster." His voice was soft but certain. "But even monsters have rules, and one of mine is that I don't take what isn't freely given." He lifted her hand and kissed her knuckles. "Good night, Mrs. Andretti." Then he went into his own room and closed the door. Elena stood in the hallway completely confused. She'd expected demands, force, violence. Instead, he'd given her space. She went into her room, locked the door, and cried. Not from fear, from exhaustion, confusion, relief, and from the terrifying realization that Marco Andretti might be more complicated than anyone had warned her. The first morning. Elena woke in the enormous bed, disoriented. Sunlight streamed through windows overlooking gardens. For a moment, she forgot where she was. Then she saw the wedding dress draped over a chair. the platinum ring on her finger. She was Mrs. Andretti now. A soft knock on the connecting door made her freeze. "Elena?" Marco's voice. "May I come in?" Just a moment. She grabbed a robe, covering herself. "Come in." The door opened. Marco stood there in casual clothes, dark jeans, a black shirt. Without the suit, he looked younger, less intimidating, still dangerous. "Good morning," he said. "I wanted to check on you." "I'm fine." "Are you?" His eyes searched her face. "You cried yourself to sleep, I heard." Elena's face burned. The walls must be thin. "I'm fine," she repeated. Marco stepped into the room but kept his distance. "I know this isn't what you wanted. I know you feel trapped. But Elena, I meant what I said. I won't hurt you, won't force you. This marriage can be whatever we make it. You bought me to pay my father's debt. What else could it be? A partnership, maybe, in time." Elena laughed bitterly. "Partners have equal power. I need your permission to leave the house. Those rules will relax as you adjust, as I learn to trust that you won't run." "Why would I run? You'll kill my father if I do." "No," Marco's voice was firm. "Your father's debt is paid. What happens between us now has nothing to do with him. If you want to leave, Elena, I won't stop you. I won't hunt you. You're free to go." She stared at him. "You're lying." "I don't lie. I'm many things, violent, ruthless, dangerous, but I don't lie. If you walk out that door right now, I'll let you go. The contract becomes void. You're free. Then why force me to marry you at all?" Marco's eyes were intense. "Because when I saw you standing in my study, terrified but refusing to cower, looking me in the eye when everyone else looks away, I wanted you. Not as property, not as a possession, but as my wife, my equal. And I thought maybe, given time, you might want that too." "You bought me," Elena whispered. "I gave you an impossible choice, and you made it. But now I'm giving you a new choice. Stay and see what this could become, or leave and never look back. Your decision, no consequences either way." Elena's mind raced. She could leave, walk out, be free of this golden cage. But where would she go? Back to her father? To 3 jobs in poverty and endless exhaustion? And something in Marco's eyes made her pause. Vulnerability, hope, like he was afraid she'd choose to leave. "I'll stay," Elena said quietly. "For now, but not because of the contract, because I'm choosing to. Understand?" Marco's face transformed, the smallest smile. Relief. Understood. "And the rules in the contract, we'll renegotiate, together, as equals. I want to work, even if it's volunteer work. I need purpose. Done. I want to contact my friends from my old life. Done. And the bedroom situation stays as it is until you decide otherwise. No pressure, no expectations." Elena studied him, this complicated, dangerous man who'd given her freedom with one hand while binding her with the other. "Okay," she said. "Let's try this, as partners." Marco smiled, a real smile this time. "As partners." He turned to leave, then paused at the door. "Elena, thank you for staying, for trying." "Don't thank me yet," she said. "I might still change my mind." "That's fair." His eyes were warm. "But I hope you don't." The cage door is open, and she's choosing to stay. Not because of the contract, not because of threats, but because Marco did something no one expected. He gave her choice. He offered her freedom. "If you want to leave, I won't stop you. You're free to go." The monster just revealed he has a heart. Real talk. Would you stay or go? Drop your answer below. This is impossible. Smash that like if this twist destroyed you. Share this story with everyone. Subscribe for more impossible love stories. Now watch what happens when captivity becomes choice. The end of the beginning. 3 months later, Elena stood in the estate gardens, supervising the volunteers at the children's charity event she'd organized. Marco had not only approved, he'd funded it entirely. She wore a simple dress, her hair loose. She'd gained weight, no longer exhausted and underfed. Her hands had healed. She smiled more. Marco watched from the terrace, his eyes never leaving her. Valentina appeared at his side. "You're staring, Don Andretti." "I know." "She's changed since the wedding. Happier." "She chose to stay. That makes all the difference." "Do you love her?" Valentina asked quietly. Marco was silent for a long moment. "I don't know what love is supposed to feel like, but I know that her happiness matters more than my own, that I'd burn the world for her, that the thought of her leaving makes it hard to breathe." "That sounds like love to me." "Maybe," Marco's voice was soft, "but she doesn't love me yet. She's choosing to stay, choosing to try. But love, that takes time. Then you wait. I'll wait as long as it takes." In the garden, Elena looked up and caught his eye. She smiled, genuine, warm, and waved. Marco raised his hand in return. 3 months ago, she'd walked down an aisle in terror. Now she was building a life in his world, finding her place, growing into the role of Mrs. Andretti, not because she was forced, but because she was choosing it. And Marco, the man called the Reaper, the monster who ruled through fear and violence, was learning something new: how to be worthy of the woman who'd agreed to marry him, how to be a husband, not a captor, how to love a Celia. The marriage that started with a debt and a contract was becoming something neither of them expected, something real. And for the first time in his life, Marco Andretti felt hope. Sometimes the worst thing that happens to you becomes the beginning of your real life. Elena was sold to save her father. She became Mrs. Andretti out of desperation, but she stayed because Marco gave her something no one else ever had: choice, freedom, respect. And in time, maybe she'd give him something in return: love. The monster and the girl, the forced marriage that became a real partnership. Sometimes captivity becomes home. Sometimes the cage door opens. Sometimes you choose to stay. This is the story of how they found each other in the worst possible way and made something beautiful from it. Comment "beautiful" if this story touched your heart. Like if you believe in complicated love stories. Share with friends who love mafia romance. Subscribe for more stories about impossible love.